Hello everyone! In this week's video, we're going to be taking a look at my new office and creating some art. Hello! Long time no see! I didn't post last week because life has been very busy. I am now married and have been moving into the apartment that my husband was living in during our engagement. So yeah, things have been chaotic and a bit messy, but with some time and effort, my office is now set up. In case you don't know, I used to work in the family room when I lived at home with my family, so this is the first time I've had my own workspace and I'm super excited about it. So to start, this is the door that enters into the office. I will be keeping our living area private, hence why the door is closed. But this is the view of the office from the door when you enter. As you can see, it's kind of split into two sections. First, we'll start on the left side. That's kind of more of my husband's side. We had to kind of split the room because it's the only bonus room in the apartment. First, we have the items on top of my cubby system. We have my printer, internet router stuff, and this is Herbert. He is tech support. He's not the greatest at his job, but he tries his best. If you're wondering, my printer is an HP Envy Photo 7155. It's a decent printer, but it does often give me issues, so I don't know if I'd totally recommend it. On the top of my printer, we have this really pretty gift box that one of my husband's family members used for a wedding gift. It was so pretty that I wanted to keep it, and thankfully I found a good use for it. I use it to store printer paper. It's the perfect size, and it looks a lot more pretty than just having a pile of paper on top of the printer. Down below, we have all of the cubbies. And you can see my cutting machine hiding in the corner. We are really trying to optimize the space with how much stuff we have. I'm not going to show you inside all the cubbies, mostly because it's pretty boring and random stuff. Like this one has my collection of keychains, pins, and stuff like that. We also have some sketchbooks and notebooks. This one has makeup bags, wallets, and hand sanitizer. And this one has journaling related items like stickers and highlighters. Look how cute these ice cream cone ones are. They're so cute. Anyways, that's enough of the cubbies. Next, we have my husband's hobby, model trains. He is currently in the process of setting them all up. He did put a trolley on the track for me to show all of you so you can see it in action. These are N-scale trains, so they are on the smaller side, and I think they're so cute. I'm excited for my husband to put all the tiny buildings on the table. Oh, also, this is his little table set up for the boxes that control the trains and such. Next, we are moving over to the right side of the room. We are going to move to the back right corner. But first, I want to take a look at this FlexiSpot desk and thank FlexiSpot for sending it to me. Made with an industrial-grade steel frame and built-in electric motor lift mechanism, this standing desk can support up to 110 pounds and is perfectly designed for all types of work-from-home setups. This desk was very easy for me to assemble, and I had it done super quickly. I love that I can switch from sitting to standing in seconds. It can go as low as 28.3 inches or as high as 47.6 inches with the press of a button. You can even save heights by holding down one of the 4 number buttons so that you can easily adjust specific heights that you like to work at. And if you don't want the desk to move, you can press the lock button to lock or unlock movement. Oh, and it even has built-in USB and USB-C slots. It's so fancy. I love the bamboo top of this desk. It's really pretty and I love the feel of it. I really look forward to using this desk for filming my traditional art. I worked at a normal sitting desk for a really long time, but I'm so happy I switched to having standing desks. Being able to work while standing is really nice since when you are an artist, you do a lot of work at the computer or desks and you're doing a lot of sitting, so being able to stand is really nice. If you're looking to get a standing desk, I highly recommend checking out FlexiSpot. There are links in the pinned comment and description down below. And if you use my link, you help support the channel. Anyways, now let's travel to the back right corner of the room. Here we will find my Precious Moment collection. The top shelf still needs a bit of work. I'm not super pleased with it, but it has some different figures as well as my snow globes. This little one here is the newest addition to my collection. She is a little belle. My husband and I found her at an antique store, and I thought she was super cute, so I bought her. On the next shelf, we have my collection of precious moments that are mostly from my husband. The top middle and top right one are from my mom. We also have thimbles from Josh's grandmother, and a train that we got in exchange for tickets at an arcade. Then we have the other shelves, and these are all just a collection of ones I've built up over the years. Oh, also, the shelves light up. I love the lights, and they are really cozy at nighttime. As I've collected more and more of these over the years, I've tried to become more picky with the ones I let myself buy. I try to go for more unique ones now, but it can be very tricky limiting myself. To the right of the shelf, we have my PC set up. It is basically done, but I do need to get a proper office chair. For now, I'm using one of the dining chairs. I added my pushing blanket on top of it to maybe make it a little bit more cozy. On the left of my desk, we have my tablet pen and a phone stand that I use to hold my phone when I'm video chatting with my siblings. In the middle, we have my desk mat, mouse, and Sanrio keyboard. I really love this keyboard. My mom got it as a Christmas gift for me one year. It even lights up pink and it's super cute. Oh, and you may notice that my desk monitor is actually a drawing tablet. I reviewed this tablet a while back, but I wasn't able to use it since I didn't have space with my old setup. But I got an Ergotron arm, so now I can use it as a monitor, and when I want to draw, I can pull it forward, and I will show you how I draw on it later in the video. Above the desk, we have my pin board. I used to just use poster tack to stick prints to my wall, but the apartment we live in doesn't like that, so I got this pin board, and I'm really happy I did. I like how it is turning out. I really like to use my enamel pins to hold up the prints, and also including some of my keychains. I didn't fully fill the board since I kind of want to get some new prints and such. Now for the other desk, like I said earlier, I'm using this one for recording traditional art videos. So under it, we have my lights that I use for filming, and this bag has my sketchbook and common art supplies that I use in it. I like to keep them all together in this bag to make things more convenient. If I want to go draw in a different room or something, or maybe go to my family's house, I can just grab the bag. Oh, also, under my PC desk, we have my PC, headphones, and mic. Okay, so now for the top of the desk. Also, I found my pink desk mat, so I put that on here real quick. On the right, we have a pushing pencil holder. I still need to put some pencils in it. We also have my Animal Crossing light. This was the light that used to be by my bed, but now it lives here. On the left, we have Mimikyu and a plant pushing. I have a lot of plushies I could have put out, but I put out Mimikyu because my husband and I have an inside joke about him. That maybe I'll explain later. Actually, I'll just tell it now. Basically, my husband and I were having a Pokemon card battle, and I was losing really bad right out the gate. But I was able to pick Pokemons from my deck, and Mimikyu was one of the options, and I just said, I'm gonna pick Mimikyu because Mimikyu makes me happy. And for some reason, my husband really liked the way I said it, and he'll randomly quote that whenever he sees Mimikyu. We now joke that Mimikyu makes me happy, and he does now because of the joke, and he did before, but now he makes me extra happy. So he lives on the desk. Anyways, let's move to above the desk, and here we have my Nendoroid and figure collection. I'm super happy with how this all turned out. I used to have them all lined up on a shelf in my room, but now I have this to put them on. I was a bit scared the Haikyuu Nendoroid stands wouldn't fit on the shelves, but thankfully they do. Breath of the Wild Link just barely fits, and I had to take Twilight Princess Link off his stand. Thankfully, he can use the Master Sword to help prop himself up. Oh, and we can't forget my tiny Zelda. She's posable and has different parts that I can switch out, so that's fun. But yeah, I'm really happy with how this shelf turned out. Okay, so last but not least, we have the closet. And pre-warning, it looks like a closet. It's not cute and aesthetic. But it does a great job at holding a bunch of our stuff. Starting with the lower right, we have my old art bin, art supplies, including my color pencils that are sorted by color, and my bag of plushies. Remember I said I have a lot of plushies I could put out, including this huge Squishmallow, who we call Rodri. He was a present from my husband when we were dating, and I don't know what to do with him, so he's living right here for now. On the left, we have my wedding dress in its bag. My husband's plushie bag. His bag is much smaller than mine since they are all just special ones from when he was a kid. And we also have some Nerf guns hiding back here. Now for the middle portion, we have my art caddy. I will show you through this one since it's holding my art supplies. On the top, we have some art supplies that wouldn't fit in the bins, like my marker sets. We also have a bunch of different kinds of papers and art-related stuff. Also, I want to clarify that I've been building this collection of supplies for a lot of years. I didn't just get it all at once. So that's kind of why I have a lot of art supplies. I've been building the collection for a really long time. Anyways, under the caddy, we have some more supplies that wouldn't quite fit, like more Ohuhu markers. They sent me a lot of markers and I'm super thankful, but it is hard to find storage for all the markers. Okay, now for the drawers. I'll try to go through these quickly. First, we have my watercolor paint tubes and palettes. We have a mixture of Gonzai Tambi, Arteza, Paul Rubens, and more. To the right, we have mostly acrylic paint along with some other items like tiny canvases. Above the bottom left drawer, we have mostly my Copic markers and also some more Ohuhu markers. On the other side, we have more paint. This time it is gouache paint, as well as more acrylic paint. I couldn't fit all of the tubes in the other bin with the rest of the acrylic paint, so I put it in here. I used this clay toolbox to separate the paints into two sections. Since they both come in paint tubes that are basically the same, I wanted to keep them separate so I know this is gouache and this is acrylic. Above that, we have all my different paint pen markers. I've gotten sent many different brands of these, and to my surprise, they all still work. To the side of that, we have a collection of different pens and fine liners. Above that, we have a wide variety of different markers. When you join art subscription boxes, you get a lot of different random markers. But some of these are also just ones I had, like the Crayola markers. To the right, we have pencils and some Magic Fly water-based markers. Okay, only 4 bins left. This one has erasable color pencils and watercolor pencils. Above that, we have all of the paintbrushes, then some more water-based markers. And lastly, we have this bin that's kind of random. It has my skin tone Crayola markers, clay, and some other stuff. Okay, so that is the art caddy. I actually was really surprised with how much supplies I was able to fit into it. Oh, and we can't forget about the upper shelf. It's kind of just a collection of different keepsakes and stuff. Oh, but I am super happy with my solution for all my Nendoroid pieces. I found some bins with a bunch of little compartments to hold all the different pieces. I used to store them in the original boxes, but I didn't have space for the boxes here. So this was my solution. So yeah, that is my new office. I mentioned earlier that I would show you how drawing on my new tablet setup works, so let's do some drawing. Also, I'm recording this at night, so that's why the lighting looks kind of different. As you can kind of see, because of the tablet arm, I'm able to move my tablet forward, so I'm able to draw on it. The art I'm working on is for a diamond painting. I've always wanted to try doing a diamond painting and making one that had a design of my own. I did make my own diamond painting a few months ago, but for that one I just took a pre-existing picture. I didn't make it specifically for a diamond painting, and because of this there was a lot of subtle color variations from my gradients, and this made the diamond painting unnecessarily complicated. Like, I would have to switch colors super duper often and it did not look fun to do. So this time around, I'm creating a picture of the diamond painting in mind. I'm not going to use any gradients and only use cell shading. That way there is less color variation. For the art I'm drawing my OC Samson, at first I was trying to come up with a design featuring my OC Doris. But you see, I'm thinking about hanging up the diamond painting in my office next to my cork board. So I want the picture to have colors that match the office. I have a decent amount of pink, blue, and yellow, so I wanted the pictures to have those colors. I couldn't think of an illustration idea for Doris that featured those colors prominently, and I somehow randomly started going through my art on my computer and I saw this picture of Samson. I've always really liked this picture and it had the colors I was looking for, so I'm repurposing this idea for the diamond painting. I resketched out Samson. This time the picture is going to be more zoomed in on his face so that I'm able to capture the details in the diamond painting. Also, I do apologize that my head and hair kind of get in the way of the footage. I was going to put my hair back into a ponytail, but I forgot to. If I ever film my tablet like this again, I'll make sure to do so. I don't record my tablet like this super often, so it'll take me some getting used to. Oh, and let me know what you think of this view for watching my art process. I think it's kind of a fun and different way to show you the process. And I know sometimes people really like being able to see my hand actually draw the art, but it can be a bit harder to see what I'm doing. I don't know, you let me know what you think down in the comments. Being that I now have my own office, it's much easier for me to film my tablet in this kind of way. So I guess I'll give you a bit of a life update since a lot has happened. Like I said, I'm now married. It still feels a bit surreal to say, or like it's interesting calling my husband instead of boyfriend or fiance. But the wedding went super smoothly, a lot smoother than I anticipated. I was preparing myself for things to not go smoothly, but it all went really well. I didn't trip when walking down the aisle or up the stairs in my dress. And I also didn't majorly mess up my vows. And the reception went really smoothly and the food was really good. The place we went to, I'd never had the food before, so I was a little nervous, but it was really, really good. It was a really wonderful day filled with many different emotions. I hope to share some of the pics from it with all of you once I get them back from the photographer. If I can insert some, I will, but I'm not totally sure when she'll get them back to me. Also, I hope the audio sounds okay. I'm trying a new setup. I'm recording in our walk-in closet because it doesn't echo very much in here. And I have my laptop on a laundry basket and my mic in one of my tiny baskets. So hopefully it sounds okay. If it does, I'll continue to do it like this. I'm not recording in my office because it's kind of echoey in there. So yeah. Anyways, back to the wedding. The day after the wedding, we took some time to relax and hang out with family. We were both feeling super drained from the wedding. We are both introverts that held a huge social gathering, so we used up all of our mingle points. Thankfully, the next day we felt better and were able to go on our trip for our honeymoon. We went back to my husband's hometown and he showed me all of his favorite spots that I didn't get to see the last time I was there. We went to the zoo, botanical garden, and even a 24-hour donut shop. Their donuts were so good. Once the honeymoon was done, we finished packing up the rest of my stuff and brought it over to the apartment. The office was a total mess and it took me a couple days to set it up and getting it looking better. But yeah, after all the hecticness of the wedding and moving, it's nice to be getting back into the swing of things. It was kind of weird drawing again. I was away from work for a little over 2 weeks and I didn't draw at all during that time. That's the longest I've gone without drawing in years. But it's probably a good thing I had a long break. It's allowing me to get used to this new setup easier, I feel like. I'm not used to drawing on such a large screen. It's kind of strange needing to move my arm so much to draw. I'm not sure if it's because I'm out of practice or because of the new tablet, but my shoulder pain has been kind of flaring up a bit. I'm hoping it will calm down, but if it doesn't, I may need to go back to my old setup or keep trying to find better drawing positions for this one. Speaking of getting used to things, another thing I'm getting used to is being alone. With me being the oldest of a large family, I'm super used to having people around me like all the time. But here at the apartment when my husband is at work, I'm alone most of the day. It's really quiet and it's taking some getting used to. I've been turning on music or YouTube videos as background noise. But I don't have my siblings to talk to or have random conversations with. But I've been trying to video chat with them or text all of them whenever I start feeling lonely. I'm going to try to really focus on getting my license so that I can drive. It'll be much easier to get around and get stuff done once I can. When I lived at home, I didn't have much motivation to get my license because there wasn't much of a reason to. But now that I'm living in an apartment and my husband's at work most of the day, I have much more of a need to have a license. So yeah, life is settling down some and I'm able to focus more on work again. It feels a bit odd because I got so used to juggling the wedding and work, and now I just have work. But that means I can start working on my webcomic again. I had to put it on hold because I just didn't have enough time to work on it. But now I can again. Yay. I just finished storyboards and I'm going to start adding word balloons. Thank you all so much for your patience and sorry for the long wait. I can also come back to Patreon. I also had to put that on hold. I plan to come back to that in September. If you are a patron or are thinking of becoming one, keep your eye on my Patreon page for updates. And I'm going to be making changes to the reward tiers as well, so keep your eyes on that. Anyways, let's talk a bit more about the picture. Like I mentioned, my first diamond painting attempt had too much color variation. Like there would be diamonds that were nearly the same shade and they would be alternating back and forth. I'm sure it would have looked cool, but yeah, it did not look fun to do at all. Hence why I'm using no gradients in this picture. It was really weird not using any soft shading or gradients. They are something I use a lot in my work. Another thing I was doing is that I was trying to limit the amount of colors I use. I wanted to keep the amount of colors low, that way the diamond painting is hopefully simpler. But yeah, be on the lookout for a diamond painting video in the future. Hopefully this painting will turn out better than the last one. If it doesn't, I probably won't make a video on it, but I'll keep you updated on its progress. So here is the finished art. I really liked reworking this old picture of Samson. Like I said, I really liked the original picture, and I feel like these colors will work super well in my office. Speaking of the office, here's one last look at it. I'm really looking forward to creating videos in this new space, and I hope you stick with me through my art journey and this new chapter of life. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next week in my next video. Bye!